Hello, hello, hello. Greetings. Welcome to the 30. This is Patrick, your host of the 30. It's another Thursday. We have an exciting show for you. I have a special friend of mine, a special guest, as we celebrate this month of March, Women in Business. And tonight we are going to talk healthcare, home care, and we're going to welcome Anika. Let's get this party started. Hello, once again. This is the 30. If this is your first time viewing the 30, we focus primarily each and every week on leaders, business owners, entrepreneurs, and those that are doing some positive things in our community and beyond, whether it's in Rochester or across the states or across the world. But tonight, I have a special person as we celebrate the month of March, which we are going to celebrate with Women in Business. So tonight we have a great friend, and we are going to be talking about home health care and beyond, because she has a plethora of businesses. But tonight's guest is Anika Deandra. I'll get that right. And she's the founder and CEO of Tender Loving Family Incorporated. So let's bring her in. We have about 25 minutes where I'm excited to hear what she's doing and what her plans is for 2021 and beyond. Anika, welcome to the 30. How are you?
Oh, Patrick, I'm doing great. It's great to see you. Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. It's a pleasure to have you here with us. So tell our viewers who you are, what you represent in terms of company. I know you have about maybe 2 to 4 different companies, and you're just telling me that you pivoted to form some others. But let's talk about your core company.
Yeah, so my name is Anika Deandria, and I'm a nurse by profession. My background is been in healthcare. I've been in healthcare for about 23 years, and I own a licensed home care services agency for about 14 of those years now. Um, I own other businesses, as Patrick mentioned. So I'm an entrepreneur by spirit. So I'm always pivoting and trying to figure out how to best serve the community. So yeah, I'm excited to share my journey and talk about my experiences tonight on the show.
All right, great. Well, it's a pleasure having you. And I want to thank you for coming on. We extended the invitation and you said yes. So we're all excited about that. So let's talk about Tender Loving Family Care, or Tender Loving Family Incorporated. Let's talk about that, and what you guys do,
Yeah.
and how long have you been in business?
Yeah, so Tender Loving Family Care is a New York State licensed home care services agency. And, I started the agency almost 14 years ago, started out as a companion agency, and then got the license through New York State to provide hands-on and personal care, nursing care, and so on. So my business mainly focuses on trying to keep individuals, seniors mostly, but not age specific, independent and safe within the comfort of their own homes. So we know that most people much prefer to age in place, stay home in the home that they built, and have memories. So we try whenever possible to make that a reality for them.
Okay, and how long have you said that you were in business with this company?
Tender Loving Family Care, it's almost 14 years. Yeah.
14 years. Okay, and I know off of
I,
that you have some other individual companies.
yeah.
Give us the names of those companies.
Wow. So after I started the home care agency and realizing that there are some individuals who uh, home may not be the most appropriate option, but they're still not looking for a larger setting just yet. So we started a family type home model. So we call that TLC, senior care. And that is our family type homes for adults. In these homes, we typically have 4 to 6 residents at a time. We have respites, we have boarders. And from that, I expanded into social adult day programs. So that was really great because some family members, they were able to arrange just a few hours a day for their loved ones, but they really needed more. So the social adult day program allowed them to maybe bring mom or dad to, a daycare for seniors while they went off to work or whatever it is that they had to do. So in keeping with that, and with the home care being a little bit challenging at times with staff call-offs, I started a child daycare center. So I thought, hey, listen, if you don't have daycare for your kid, we still need you to go to work. I got you covered. so,
So, so it's a natural progression in terms of trying to fill needs,
yeah,
right?
it all makes sense. It was never any, completely out there sort of ideas. It was like, here's an area, there's a gap, and hey, there's an answer. So I started the child daycare center, and I thought, wait a minute now, I have the adult daycare center, the child daycare center. How about an intergenerational program where the seniors and the children can attend together? Of course, they have their own separate, areas throughout
Sure.
the day, but they program together, they design the programs together, which actually, Patrick, it is still one of my favorite programs, with COVID that's been affected. But for me, I grew up with my grandparents, and I know that a lot of the children these days, they don't really get to see grandma and grandpa. So it was really nice to have the children be able to see seniors in the program. They refer to them often, affectionately, as nanas and papas, and some grandparents lived out of state or vice versa. So it really worked. So those were the ones I initially, launched with. And then, later on, as things progressed, and most recent, I started a couple of other companies. The TLC Virtual Academy is, I brought that on when COVID hit and the school programs shut down. So we had before and after school, and that went away. And then with students staying home and trying to learn virtually, I try to ensure that they have some support. So we have teachers, certified teachers within the daycare that could provide that support, be it tutoring or a little extra help to keep the kids on track. So that's how I pivoted the TLC Virtual Academy. And then TLC Virtual Resiliency.
Now I
This,
saw that one. That's the newest one, right? That's the newest.
yeah. And it's a program that I love ever so much. It is really dear to my heart, and actually it is such a great need. It's needed for business owners like myself. I started that with a couple of partners, Dr. Goldman and Dr. Miller. And basically, Dr. Goldman he's an attorney, he's also a psychologist. He started out this program with his Lawyers Lounge. And my agency was really struggling with COVID had just hit, so we're trying to
Yeah.
figure out, what are we doing here? The caregivers are concerned about going to work. Families are concerned about people coming in. So it was really tough times. And I thought, sounds like a great idea. Let's see. We tried the model in my business, and my goodness, it's been a godsend, really. My caregivers, my office staff, we all really look forward to that. I mean, who can't use a little resiliency building and training, right?
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, yeah.
That's good. So you are certainly an entrepreneur by heart. Where did that start? Where did you get that desire to
All
branch
right.
out and become an entrepreneur?
Well, Patrick, I think for me, that started as a child growing up, really. It wasn't so much the being an entrepreneur, but being independent
Mm,
and realizing that, with everything that I did, I needed to give it 100%, and I needed to focus on helping people. And that's why my businesses, all of them, they're really focused on helping people. As a kid, I grew up in the Caribbean. I grew up in Jamaica, and my background is very Christian based. So, the the older adults in the church would really look out for those who are like the shut-ins. We call them the shut-ins back home.
Hmm.
So these are individuals who they may have been a part of the congregation at some point, it doesn't have to be, but they're elderly and they can't help themselves. Maybe they can't no longer make meals. They need help with laundry. All the things that I'm doing under Tender Loving Family Care now, except I didn't realize then that it was a real business,
Sure,
right?
sure.
So I was helping out as a kid doing those things. I started when I was around 6 years old, just as I could walk and bring the food, and I was going to the houses and feeding, cleaning, whatever it is I was capable of doing, I did. And so that I feel was born in me. It was an inborn thing for me to help people the way I do.
That's awesome. That's great. So I'm talking to Anika, and she is the founder and CEO of Tender Loving Family Incorporated, and under that brand has many businesses associated with it. So if you'd like to drop her a comment or just say hello, go ahead and do that in the chat, and we'll certainly put it up here. So let's talk about last year in the business. So a lot of businesses have gone through and still going through because of COVID. What are some of the things that you have endured in your business, first and foremost?
Mm. Yeah, so I think it's really safe for me to say, in all of my years, be it just as an employee and certainly as an employer, I've never experienced anything quite like this with COVID. I think I can echo that for most of the world, really. And so, as far as my home care agency, the struggle that we have felt is mostly related to staffing,
Mm,
right? So it's really difficult to maintain high level and the number of caregivers and staffing that we need to supply the care needs to the clients in the community. So that's been a challenge in of itself. First and foremost, keeping everyone safe has been really challenging. So making sure we have adequate supplies of everything that one would need, PPE and all of that. So my home care business, from a business standpoint, maintained because it's a sustainable model, right? The child daycare centers took a hit. The ones in the schools obviously shut down because schools shut down. And then the family type homes and the social adult day program, they, again, with everything going on, been pretty difficult. Home care has been steady, and then the new businesses, they've been pretty good. So I've learned a lot of lessons. I've met a lot of great people, and guess what? I know how to use Zoom now, or and or any one of those other platforms.
StreamYard, right?
I know the whole
Exactly.
thing now. Yeah, so yeah, we've learned a lot.
But that's good. Let's look at your journey now, Anika.
I
Let's
do
talk
have a
about that.
dog.
It's all right. These
Sorry.
these things happen. Not a problem. We're alive, so we can expect anything, right? Dogs barking, children coming in. So that's okay. See, the dog is even excited about the show, which is a positive. Thank you. I appreciate that. So let's talk about your journey. Tell us some things that you've gone through in your journey as a CEO of an organization, some of the ups and some of the downs. First, let's talk about some of the ups, some of the highs.
I think I get asked this question often, that, if I had it to do over, what would I do differently? And people are surprised by my answer. I just isn't much that I would really do differently,
Hmm.
because I've learned from everything, even if they're mistakes. sometimes they're worth making because you get a great takeaway from that. So
Right.
for me, it's like I try to see everything positive. So it's kind of hard to to identify the down moments. Obviously we deal with heavy regulations, so the stressors of that, bear heavily on myself and my staff at times. But I just get such uh, I feel so accomplished helping people, and I'm able to do that in every aspect of what I do. So I always see the ups, the positives. I mean, in the community, just being able to keep hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of families with their loved ones, moms
Mhm.
and dads home. To me, that's super positive. Being able to employ and keep them employed, hundreds of caregivers at a time, it's positive. Those are things that I consider, you know, really a blessing. And
That's
yeah,
good. So let's talk about some of your long-term journey as an entrepreneur leading some successful businesses. What has been your biggest challenge in that journey to date?
yeah. So, if I have to be specific, I would say just really understanding people and being able to keep a balance between everyone's personality,
Hmm.
respecting boundaries, because it comes from understanding. First, understand. I think staffing is a huge part of, um, the challenges that we face on a daily basis. And I think I mentioned that even earlier on it. And if I had to, identify the one area that I would look to, an expert to say what can we do differently, which I'm thinking everyone is asking the same question, it would be, how do we um, best align with our staffing population, to ensure that they really genuinely realize that we do love them, we want to support, we want a cohesive team, a family team. But everyone is at a different place in their life at a different time. So I mean, we kind of take what we get, walk away with.
Okay, sounds good. So let's look now in terms of 2021 and beyond. What are some of the goals you have professionally or even for your business in 2021 and beyond?
Yeah, so I certainly hope to, first of all, I think for everyone, we hope to see COVID behind us. And, with that, we can sort of figure out what the new normal, if there is a new normal, or what that would look like. Um, Besides that, I hope to be able to continue to serve the communities that I'm currently serving, maybe expanding a little bit. Um, but mostly I'm looking to just be able to help people, continue to help people. Um, my home care business, I feel like we're in a great place as far as our size. So everyone is thinking growth mode. I'm looking to sustain quality,
Hmm.
continue to sustain and maintain quality. With the child daycare centers, I mean, it's so dependent on schools and what happens there. So I'm certainly hoping to see that rebound, be stronger in the community. Hopefully the academy will do well. And obviously the TLC virtual resiliency program, just being able to reach business owners like myself, other entrepreneurs that may be struggling with some of the issues that I've struggled with, to be able to find a program to help them balance their workplace. So yeah, all of those things I'm hoping to see continue to be positive and successful.
Great. So if you were to, let's say, and a younger Anika at, let's say, 20 years old and wanted to start their own business, what would you tell Anika at 20 that you know now?
That's a great question because believe it or not, I have that all the time because I have caregivers who will ask me, "Hey, how'd you get started? What'd you do? How'd you do it?" And I'm always open to helping the next person.
Hmm.
So I always say if this is truly your passion, if it's your dream, then you stop at nothing. I always say, if the door closes right in front of you, and believe me, many times that's happened to me, there's another door. Just keep going. Go around that building a few times. You might find a window. So my advice would be to work hard. First of all, you have to be willing to work hard, and we know that perseverance will conquer. So if you work hard, you're diligent about what you do, and you go into it for the right reasons, you'll definitely be able to be successful. I think understanding your purpose, knowing why you want to do this is important. And I ask that, well, why do you want to do it? And some people have said to me, it just looks like such a great business. You can make a lot of money. And I'm like, come again. You'll be frustrated the first, weekend. So, so I'll say, well, if you're going in to make money, you might want to reconsider the venture. I mean, sure, the money will come, but you need to start with a whole different approach, a whole different purpose. So, my advice would be to work hard, and stay focused, dedicated, and recognize that there will be challenges.
Hmm.
Just don't give up. Don't give up. Don't quit. If this is what you want to do, just keep at it. Just keep at it. Some people get there much sooner than others, but you know what? The race is not for the swift. So
That's right.
let's just, take our time and we'll get there. Let's do it right.
Anika, if you were to pick one thing to say was your biggest accomplishment professionally, what would that one thing be?
Mm.
And I know you've
One,
accomplished a lot, but
yeah,
just give us one.
one accomplishment that I would consider my biggest accomplishment professionally. You know, um, it's a little personal. It's certainly professional though.
Okay.
There was a gentleman that needed care. I'm tightening up quite a bit here. It's not as broad. And I had cared for his wife before he needed care. And this goes back to how things. It's not about money. It's about being human and really understanding, your core. And this person needed care, had no money, and a long story short, because we could talk this story all night, it was difficult for me at the time because I started, the business just a few years in, maybe a couple of years. So maybe I didn't have all the resources that I have now.
Hmm.
And I tried to help this individual. It's really hard to place caregivers and, having to pay out of my own pocket, which is what I was doing for this person. So I eventually brought this individual into my own home.
Hmm.
Like it was easier for me to just bring him home, provide the care, and he became a family member, just
Hmm.
a real staple within my home, in my life, within the lives of my children. My children saw him as a grandfather figure. And I will say it was out of that interaction, or my involvement with that relationship, that my family type homes, that's how the family type homes were born.
Oh, wow.
And so to me, that was a big, because, you can do so many good things, but that just stuck with me.
That's
I've
great.
I've gained so much from an interaction and a service. I consider that true service, that really there was no financial reward, but the reward was just beyond what I could have hoped for, because he touched the lives of my children in ways that, you know, I could not have imagined, and certainly set me on a path to family type homes for adults. So to me, that um, may not be the answer you were
No, no, that's
gauging
good.
for, but that to me is just one aspect of my professional life in my business that just means everything to me.
Good. Serving and helping others. That's what it's all about, right?
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So, Anika, I want to thank you with just a couple of things. We are about 3 minutes away from the end of the show. Fantastic. This
Flies
is
when you're having fun.
exactly
I
right.
thought it was 10 minutes in.
We're just having a blast, a regular conversation. So we do this thing called rapid fire, where I
Uh-huh.
ask the guests some very specific questions, and the guest quickly responds, right? Because I want to make sure that they get to know who you are, any of our
Okay.
guests, on a personal level. So here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. What was the last leadership book you read?
Uh, you know what? I can't remember. I don't read many books anymore.
Okay, okay. All right.
The honest
Uh,
answer, I don't remember.
okay. Soda or pop?
Soda or pop? I say sodas because I never say pop. Soda, soda it
There
is.
you go. Some people call it pop, some call it soda, right? Your favorite food?
My favorite food. I love steak and seafood. Can I pick two?
Sure. Go
I love
ahead.
Jamaican food, but that's, naturally. But
Right.
I love surf and turf.
Okay.
Mm,
All right.
yeah.
Favorite music group or artist?
Oh my goodness. Okay. This is gonna sound really odd, but I love Christian music. Gospel music is definitely my favorite. And
Perfect.
I am second in that with country music. I
Wow.
know I'm not very popular with that,
Wow.
but I am
I
a
would
country girl.
I wouldn't have taken that. Well, you're
That's
from the
that.
country in Jamaica too, right?
I'm an old soul. I play the guitar. It's like
This is great. Your favorite song,
my
Anika?
favorite song.
Yeah.
How Great Thou Art. That's
There
my
we go.
favorite song. It's my favorite Christian song,
There we
gospel
go.
song, and country song.
All right. So crossover. Perfect. Favorite movie?
My favorite movie. Oh my God. I watched this crazy movie the other night, and I don't know why it's stuck in my head. It's called, some people don't like it. It's I Care a Lot. It's a new one. It's just funny.
And
Uh,
who's the star in that one?
Oh my goodness. Anyways, it pertains to like senior care and adult, that sort of
Fits right in, right?
yeah, it fits right in. Well, it's, I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but
Okay.
it fits right in.
All right.
Yeah.
Last one. Outside of Jamaica, your favorite place to vacation?
Oh my gosh. So you have to ask questions that I have to give you more than one answers, or is this just the one answer thing?
You can give me two.
Okay, Hawaii is definitely number one. And
Hold on, I got to give you a good thumbs up on that one. That is for certain. Go ahead.
yay, Australia is my second.
Well, I haven't been there, but that's on my bucket list, so I give you another one. Two thumbs up.
Yes. Yes.
Nika, I want to thank you so very much. This was great.
Absolutely. Thank you,
Don't
Patrick,
be a
for having me.
stranger. Once
I
on the
know.
30, you'll always be a friend of the 30. We've gone back years and years and years. So thank you so very much.
It's great to see you. And I hope that after this whole, well, when we can get together again, we can have some coffee or tea and just get caught up.
Sounds good to me.
So much
I am
fun.
ready.
Me
I am
too.
ready.
Me too.
So thank you again. Just one last thing. If someone wants to get a hold of you or your organization or interested in a job, where do they go?
So they can always visit the website, which is tenderlovingfamilycare.com. The phone number is, I think it's easy. It's 585-637-0333. They can find me on Facebook, and they can connect to my various businesses by finding my Facebook profile, which is just Anika DeAndrea on Facebook. Or
Okay, give me that number again. 585
85-637-0333.
Okay, I'm going to put that right in the chat right now. And there we go. Make sure that they see that. 637, and that's 585 637 330333.
0333. It is correct in the chat. I can see that now.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Anika, thank you so very much. It's been an awesome time. Let's make it sometime down the road, but soon.
Yes,
right?
I agree. And thank you so much, Patrick. You have a good night, and you're doing a great job here on the 30. God
Thank you.
bless you. Keep up the good work.
All right. Thank you so much. So we've been talking to Anika, and she is the founder and CEO of Tender Loving Family Incorporated and the numerous companies that fall under that. I want to thank you once again for joining us on the 30. This has been wonderful. I want to thank our sponsor, C-Ray's Thought Pops. And you see me put these things up. These are emoji sticks, or what we call Thought Pops. So contact Cindy Ray, and you will see her website up there and the number. Make sure that you contact Cindy, and she will hook you up with some Thought Pops. Well, that's about it for now. Well, I have one more thing. Our Lunch and Learn. So if you are a business person, a professional, or leader anywhere in the world, we want you to join our virtual Lunch and Learn. And it takes place every other Tuesday. This Tuesday on the 16th, we will have our next one, and that's from 12 to 1. You simply can go to the Jackman Group LLC.com and join us there. Reserve your seat, and we will continue our conversation at the Lunch and Learn hour. That's this Tuesday, 12 to 1 o'clock. I will also throw that in the chat so that you can see that and that you can join us on Tuesday. Don't forget, be there. So until then, join us next week for another edition of the 30. Have a fantastic one. Be safe, and remember, social distance, wear your mask, and wash your hands. We're out.